I don't pretty much know if I need to talk about this, but as a life coach, I'll talk about it anyway. So I saw these videos about coaches who was like fighting each other. You know, this one does that. They have this amount of subscribers. They are believing in this or they're believing in that. And, it was a very disturbing video. I've been on this YouTube maybe about 4+ years. And I've seen so many different types of coaches, a lot of them. Okay. I have seen different types of coaches doing their thing in their own lane, minding their own business, and I've never pretty much been bothered by what they are doing. I have been staying away from people's business. And there's a reason as to why I have kept it that way. It has been very easier for me to focus on myself. And as well as I've experienced a very good level of growth, okay? I'm not really where I'm supposed to be, but I'm also not where I used to be. And one of the things that has helped me on this journey was to stay in my own lane, okay? I've really made sure that I stay in my own lane. And I've never really been bothered by who did what, how many views they have, how many subscribers they have, what are they saying on their channel, what are they doing with their lives. I've never been really bothered. For me, when I saw somebody successful, whether it was in the physical or maybe online, I used that as motivation. I always got inspired by someone's success. Because I always knew that, oh, okay, so, they're doing their own thing. They're going for the bread, okay? And my time as well will come soon. My time will come. Their time is now. My time can be later. Maybe my time can be tomorrow. It could even be tonight. Who knows? And I've pretty much done my best to make sure that I stay out of people's business. On this channel, there's more than 1,000 videos. And I've never really come out and started hitting or attacking other people who are doing whatever it is they want to do with themselves, with their lives. It has never been really my business. Now, the problem is, I just feel like spiritual evolution requires a person to leave their ego behind. You see, sometimes on these spiritual journeys, the ego can kick in a little bit. There are sometimes, of course we know that not everybody is perfect. Everybody has got their flaws. Some people have got their good days and the bad days. But regardless of what happens to anyone, I still believe that when that moment comes and the ego starts kicking in, a person has really got to be in control of themselves, okay? There's a coach I used to know as well who came around and they was blasting everybody. This was a coach with a couple of thousands of subscribers. They came around, everything started well. They were having this following. Everybody was listening. And then out of the blue, the next thing you started seeing, they started attacking other people who are doing the similar thing. So they was in the same boat doing the similar thing, and they started attacking themselves. This one attacked that one, and the words they were using in that time, I couldn't even believe. I could hardly believe a coach is just out there attacking other coaches and like saying all these nasty things that you cannot even bring out of your mouth. And for me, that is when I started figuring out that, sometimes you can see that somebody is going through something. But you see, many people, regardless of what they are going through, they always have got some boundaries, okay? They don't let their ego take over them. Because when you're going through something as an individual. I'm not even talking about only coaches. This can be also in any normal scenario, normal situation, normal setting, ordinary setting. You're going through something. In my opinion, it would be easier to sit down with yourself and try to figure out what exactly is happening and how can you really fix this, okay? How can you fix yourself? But going online and starting to project this energy onto different people who are out there doing their own thing and minding their own business, for me, I think that is the beginning of the fall, okay? Some of those people that I've seen doing those things, as I know at the moment, they have already left the scene. You know, there's something you guys have to understand. In everything that you do, even if it's a normal business, let's say, for example, you open up your shop. You know, you have got this product, you know, you're selling. Yes, you could be selling. There may be other shops that are selling the similar product, but some shops may be doing better than you, okay? You might see that sometimes your neighbor, probably they are selling more than you. They have a lot of customers. They're really doing well. Everything is going well. The only thing that should be inside of somebody's mind is that your time is also coming soon. But the very moment you start sending spies, or go and look at their shop, go and look inside, what are they selling that I'm not selling? What do they have? How much are the costs and the prices of their stuff, their products, and all those kind of stuff? Like on these YouTube streets, you hear things like, you know, somebody's talking about how many subscribers somebody has, how many views are they getting, all this kind of stuff. What kind of things they are saying. Those guys have got followers, you know. They have got people who believe in them, and they've got people who are really following them, and they have got people that they are inspiring at the same time. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you're on YouTube or if you're a life coach, every time you put out a video, it's going to be having 1 million views. It doesn't necessarily mean that every time you put out a video, it's going to be having 500,000 views. If that happens, it's your lucky day, okay? It's your lucky day. It's your harvest day. Maybe you've already put in the work and you're harvesting the fruits of your labor. But someone really putting their energy into someone else's business and what they are really doing with themselves or what they're doing about their lives, I just don't have the words to describe this, you know. And you've got people that are following you. So you are like trying to influence other people to have the same feeling or perspective that you have against a person by you putting it out there online and just coming out and talking about their mission and stuff they are doing. Now you can imagine you have been chosen for this purpose and mission. Our delivery will always be different. Our luck is always different. We don't have the same luck. Some people have got bigger luck than others. Some people move faster than the others. Some people are a little bit slower. Somebody may decide to grow bananas. Another person may decide to grow potatoes. Irish potatoes are going to grow within a period of about maybe up to like 3, 4, 5 months. You could be harvesting potatoes. But the person who has grown bananas, they have to wait maybe a year or two before they can start getting a harvest. So it has got nothing to do with you, what somebody else is doing, okay? When you're a person who is really focused and really wants to evolve, you really have to understand something very powerful. The universe is going to be on your side on that journey, okay? If it's a business, the universe will always bring the customers to you. If it's something else you're doing, whatever it is you put your hand, you will always be blessed. But you see, the moment you start getting blessed, there is always going to be something that is going to kick in, okay? And normally on those kind of journeys, like I've said, that is where the spiritual ego is going to kick in. Even spiritual people have got an ego, okay? Now, most of the times that ego may be regulated or you may sometimes have overcome at some point, but there is usually going to be a time where the ego may kick in. And the ego is going to really take over somebody. And the moment that the moment that time comes is where you're going to know the real internal strength of a person. So when that moment comes and you are, you start tripping, oh, why is that person selling better than you? You're better than this one, or you're better than that one. That kind of stuff of comparing yourselves is ego. Oh, this is all about the ego. You're comparing yourself to somebody else who is in their own lane doing their own thing. And for this matter, they have even never mentioned your name in the first place. They have never come around nosing around in your business. They have never come around checking things that you do, whatever it is, products that you sell. They have never mentioned anything about you. I don't really understand, where do you start going around and starting to project all this energy onto somebody who is not even bothered about you. So there is lessons that we have got to learn, chosen ones, on this journey of evolution and growth. I've learned those lessons. I continue to learn. You see, this is in this world, we continue learning every single second. We learn something new every single day. But I've continued to learn that you can only grow when you have that spirit of, you're getting inspired by some people. Because you see, there is always somebody who's going to be better than you. Okay, you may drive a Ferrari, somebody else may drive a Toyota, somebody else may drive a Range Rover. That is their decision, it's their choice. And sometimes it's even how much they can afford. So, but at the end of the day, you're all moving to the same destination. You're driving different cars, but when you set off to your destination, you're all going to arrive at the same destination, regardless of what car you've used on the journey. So staying out of people's business is very important, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let the ego take care of you, take control of you. You have got to learn how to regulate your ego. You have really got to learn how to stay in your own lane, because one of the things that many people don't understand is that there is many people who don't want to see you win. There is people who don't want to see your success. There is people who don't want to see you go where it is you want to go. There is people who don't want to see you achieving big things in life. There is people who want to see you, they are really comfortable and happy when you're stuck. And most of the times you are going to see those kind of individuals. When you're winning, they may not pretty much have a lot of words to say. They may be out there supporting you, they'll be cheering. So that's why sometimes I've told some people, you have to be careful with the people that cheer you up. Okay? Those people that cheer you up, they are the same people that want to see you go. They want to see you. They want to see you fall. I've had some people way back in time when I was starting my journey. They would come around and put all these comments, what, this and that. That is nice. You'd see them; they're really supporting you. So in the early days of my journey, of course, I didn't have a lot of subscribers, but there were some few of them who used to come around. Sometimes I would see the comments. Oh, you're doing well. This was okay, and this. So they would sometimes validate your content, my content. As the time goes on, my channel started growing. It was growing and it was growing, and the same people who used to cheer me up in the beginning. So those are the guys. Now I used to see these comments. All of a sudden, the comments have shifted. Now they are throwing a lot of these negative comments, and I was thinking, like, so what exactly is going on here? So not everybody that cheers you up, ladies and gentlemen, not everybody that cheers you up on your journey, they are for you. Not everybody really genuinely wants the best for you. So as they're cheering you up, you also need to understand that there can be a moment where something is going to switch in their consciousness, and they are all of a sudden going to turn 180 degrees. And the same people who thought that they wished you the best, or they really wished you luck, they're the same guys who are going to turn around and they're going to bring it down. Because you see, sometimes people are running other people's races. People forget to run their own race. They are focused on other people and what it is they are doing, and they feel like they're in competition with anybody. The moment, chosen ones, you ever feel like you are trying to compete with somebody, there is somebody who is most likely, on the inside that these people, they are really doing better than you. You just have to know you need to get motivated by those individuals, okay? Try to stay in alignment with your higher self. Try to understand that your day is coming. But don't try to look at those people with envy and jealousy because they're doing well and they're really comfortable where they are. They got everything going on, and sometimes you're still struggling. Because you see, jealousy comes from a place of fear. Somebody is like really fearful that somebody is leaving them behind, or somebody is more successful than the other one. So that's what causes this kind of jealousy, and eventually it develops into envy. And of course, when the envy kicks in, then now that spirit of envy takes over somebody. And now they're starting to fire back at a certain individual. And it is even very strange that sometimes you're finding people who are fighting against each other and they was actually best friends back in time. Do you know that the people who will always try to bring you down, they are the people that have been the closest to you? Do you guys actually know that some of the people that try to sabotage your success, they are the people that you've eaten on the same plate? So while you're sharing with people, guys, ladies and gentlemen, you really have to understand that not everybody has got your best interests at heart. Some of them just want to come into your life to get an update on what it is you're doing. Okay, you may be sometime online, like on these channels we're doing, all different kinds of settings. Somebody wants to know how many more subscribers did you get yesterday? How many views did you get on the other video? Those kind of stuff. So they're kind of like comparing themselves to you. And comparison, one thing what I know with comparison is the beginning of somebody's downfall, because it lets you know that as an individual, you are very insecure about yourself and you're very fearful about somebody else's success. So what I can say in this video, ladies and gentlemen, chosen ones, is that the ego can be the beginning of your downfall. Okay, do not let the ego take over you. Don't let the ego put you off track and start doing things that you shouldn't be doing. If you have got stuff that you're really dealing with, everybody's got something that they're dealing with at some point, and you really have to start sitting down by yourself and figuring things out on your own. How are you really going to get out of this? Okay, but don't get tempted by the devil to go out there and start projecting your energy onto other people and their business. Like, for example, there is this shop you're running and your neighbor sells more. Now you're going to go around and telling everybody that whatever they're selling in their shop, you know, they are selling rotten fish, or they are selling rotten products. They are selling, fake products or the things like that, because you're jealous about the success that they're getting all these clients. Everybody seems to like their energy. They have very good customer care, and now you're putting your nose in their business because they are selling better than you do. So guys, do not let this thing take over you. It's going to be your downfall. The moment you don't really focus on your business, you don't focus on what needs to be done for you to be able to reach the next level. If you find yourself that you're not inspired by people, but it is just like you have got all these triggers of jealousy and envy towards somebody, and because of that, you're not putting out this negative energy towards them and whatever it is that they're doing, I can promise you, you're very far from evolution. I do not believe you're going to evolve at any point. But should you find yourself getting inspired, you're feeling nice about somebody's success, you congratulate them, you clap for them, genuinely clap for them and congratulate them. The universe also starts opening your doors so that you can also become a winner, the same way like they're doing, okay? So be careful, children. Be careful and pay attention to the way you feel, because sometimes the ego is really taking over you and you cannot even realize this. The ego is taking over you and you cannot understand that this whole thing is about ego. If you let the ego go, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to continue to evolve. Because you see, the universe, the moment the universe will realize that this person is, they're tripping. It's like they're tripping. I have blessed these people. I have given them everything. I have offered them all the opportunities. And the only thing they do is destroy and attack other people. What the universe now does, the universe starts removing your blessings and giving them to other people. Because you are now, instead of inspiring other people and showing them what needs to be done, you are now out there destroying other people. So that's where a person starts losing their blessings. And now the universe now starts to remove those blessings and giving them to somebody else. So you need to be careful, ladies and gentlemen. Do not let the ego take over you, because evolution requires letting the ego go, okay? So let us know, what do you think about the video in the comment section below. You guys do know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. Desmos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.